Welcome back. Well, let's take you to one of our top stories now. The Senzo Meyiwa trial took a dramatic turn yesterday as the defense attorney representing 4 of the 5 accused was arrested right inside court by heavily armed policemen. Let's get reaction now from the Meyiwa family lawyer, Adv Gerrie Nel, about the turn of events. Mr. Nel, of course, I think a lot of people are asking themselves what the family thought as this was happening yesterday.
Let me just say this it was a clear example of the police's unprofessionalism and their incompetence. Let me just say, we all believe that warrants should be executed, but to keep a warrant in abeyance and then to use the warrant to embarrass an advocate in court in his robes is just ludicrous. This conduct will undoubtedly fuel all these conspiracy theories about police protection of the real accused and police complicity in this crime scene and the staging of the crime scene. I was not in court when it happened. My clients were in court, but when I heard about this, I was left speechless. I just couldn't believe that the police would stoop this low. Now one cannot blame any person that think the police acted deliberately to silence Advocate Gerrie and to prevent him from pursuing a defense of police complicity. So I just hope, and on behalf of the family, that the police will explain their conduct. They explain why they had the warrant and kept it so long, and so that we can all understand it. It has also, as far as I'm concerned, it has tainted the case. And it's conduct like this that fuels people's mistrust in the South African police service. We say warrants should be executed, but the timing and the way it was done, and in court and in full glare of the television, one cannot really understand that. It left us speechless.
I mean, talking about tainting the case, Advocate Nel, looking at the fact that it's taken 8 years for this trial to officially begin, finally, South Africans waited 8 years for something to happen, and now this tainting the case, it might actually end up having South Africans and even the family believe that it's not the right people who are in the dock right now.
And that's the main concern. The main concern is the perception that this might create. I've been saying, and I'm saying it again, that as far as the evidence is concerned, as far as the strategy of Advocate George Beloy is concerned, it's early days in the trial. There's lots of evidence to be led. It's going a bit slowly. On behalf of the family, we just hope this process will be speeded up so that we can get to the real evidence that linked the accused to the scene, to the murder, so that people just understand what happened. Unfortunately, this inept handling of this warrant of arrest if we believe what we've read, that it's on a charge of trespassing, that the inept handling of this matter will undoubtedly may delay the trial even further. And people may form perceptions, which we hope would not happen. We hope that we will now start the trial, go through the evidence so that people for themselves can make out what happened there and if we have to correct the case before court.
And can you see, Mr. Nel, also how it looks? It looks like, it goes back to the theory of the protection of the mastermind. It has South Africans thinking perhaps Advocate Gerrie was going to, bring to the surface some mistakes in the way the case was handled. And now it goes back to who's the mastermind? Do the police know who the mastermind is? Are they protecting the mastermind? Those are the questions that people are asking on social media.
Talking about was he busy with the soccer legend? If that's the idea of the police, they scored an own goal because they've just lost the trust of society. And we would just want this matter to proceed. We started with this matter after 8 years. It was interesting. It's a first witness that led evidence. The first witness is a forensic science field worker who collects evidence. Advocate Gerrie put a case to him, which was interesting. But it's early days, it's a first witness, and then the police scored an own goal by arresting him in the full glare of the TV cameras. We're not saying that people should not be arrested for warrants of arrest, but not in the way they've done it at all. It will only create further ideas that the police are complicit by the police, fuel conspiracy theories, which we can ill afford whilst the matter is in court.
It does, put doubt on the whole case, especially after it happened minutes after the advocate actually told the judge that his life has been threatened, and then that happened. So for South Africans, it all looks like a movie. But, Advocate Nel, I always think about his mother sitting there in her home in Umlazi, watching this live on television and hearing from her neighbors that this has happened now. How is she doing in terms of these developments? On top of that, the case being, postponed to the 30th of May. She has to wait another month. How is she doing?
I haven't had the opportunity to talk to her at all. But what I must say is that the two sisters that are with us, they understand the process. And the process, I explained to them, is that this should not sidetrack us. If that was the idea of the South African Police Service, we will not take part in this sidetracking of the issues. We understand what will happen, they understand what will happen, and we have to follow the process, and we all do.
Mr. Nel, just very quickly, our understanding, I'm not sure, would it have been the judge who had granted permission for this arrest to happen in his courtroom? Are we understanding it correctly? And if that's the case, should he then recuse himself because of the drama that unfolded?
No, I don't think there's any. I don't think the judge played any role in this. That's not the way I read it, okay. And certainly I don't think the judge would have granted permission to arrest an advocate whilst the trial was ongoing. This happened after the court adjourned. So, no, if that conspiracy starts, being discussed, I don't share that at all. For me, the way I witnessed it, the matter was postponed, and after that, the police walked in and arrested Advocate Gerrie. So, no, I don't think there's any substance in those rumors. Let me call it rumors.
All right, I think Advocate Gerrie is in court, and we might have to, give the viewers a snippet of that trial. But very quickly, while I still have you, Advocate Nel, the police minister saying he wants a report into what happened yesterday, seemingly disagreeing in how it was, how everything unfolded. The case is back on the 30th of May. What would be ideal for this report to come out before then, so that this part of what happened with the police is at least cleared by the time the accused are back in court on the 30th?
It's inadequate to ask a report, to say, I want the report in days to come. It happened yesterday. I'm the police minister, I'm the commissioner of police. I want the report today to tell the public that please give us time. We are now asked for a report. That's inadequate. That's inadequate in a matter that's so serious. I would have expected police management to tell us today what happened and why they did it. But I have to agree. I think Advocate Gerrie in court is much more important than me. So I think you should rather focus on that for now.
All right, Advocate, thank you very much for speaking to us here on All Angles. That is Adv Gerrie Nel. He is from Afriforum, and of course he represents the Meyiwa family. I think what's important to take from what he said is, firstly, it puts a taint on the entire case, because now South Africans might be asking themselves how involved police are, looking at how that arrest happened. What's important as well is that he's saying that, for him, he feels that the police minister asking for a report to be given to him is inadequate. It's not enough. By today, South Africans should already know what happened and why that arrest was executed the way it was yesterday at the High Court in Pretoria. Now, we will definitely take you to court when Advocate Gerrie makes his appearance. And